This video is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Stay tuned until after the video to learn how you can save 10% off of your order. Freaking cats. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan. Here, welcome to this short edition of The Fuel. This is an edited episode because, quite frankly, the race we're about to talk about, which is the 2025 Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg for the NTT IndyCar Series, it quite frankly sucked balls. So we're going to do an abbreviated review because there isn't a whole lot to talk about. So it was 100 lap race as it usually is on the 1.8 mile street / airport circuit, even though only the front stretch is on the airport. But Scott McLaughlin won the pole, and we had the one and only caution on the first lap when there was a huge crash involving Will Power, Nolan Siegel, and Louis Foster, all involved in a huge crash off of turn 3, and all three of them were put out of the race. The rest of the race went green after that. They restarted on lap 7, so they basically ran the last 94 laps under green with McLaughlin as the leader. Rosenquist had a look on McLaughlin into turn 1 for the lead, but McLaughlin was able to hold him off. Pato Award kicked off green flag stops in lap 23, so we're already out to lap 23. Changing back from the softs to the primaries. He actually had to pit on the first caution for a tire puncture. Probably ran over debris from the first lap crash. McLaughlin pits from the lead on lap 32 for soft tires. Now, if you don't know, in IndyCar, on the street circuits, you have to run both the primaries and the soft tires at least once for a couple laps, unless it's a rain race, in which case you just have to run on the intermediate wet tires. But Marcus Armstrong, who was actually running pretty good in the 66 car, he had to hit the wall at some point because his left rear toe link was broken, and that pretty much put him out of the race. We have Christian Lundgaard, who leads at halfway. And at this point, the race was incredibly boring. Rossi kicks off the next round of green flag stops on lap 64 for the soft tires. Scott Dixon is hounding Lundgaard for the race lead on lap 68. And what makes this more impressive as far as Scott Dixon is concerned, he didn't have any radio. He didn't have any radio communication from his crew the entirety of the race, which is just insanity. And he came home second. I mean, that doesn't tell you how good Scott Dixon is, even in his mid-40s, and I don't know what to tell you. So Lundgaard goes to softs and is going to try to last the rest of the race, which it didn't work because he was back in for primaries. Dixon inherits the lead, and like I said, was without radio contact for the entirety of the race. Palou gets ahead of Dixon on the undercut, though, and which would be the race-winning move. So there was no pure lead changes in this entire race. There was only 9 lead changes this entire race. And it was mainly due to pit stops. Actually, it was all due to pit stops. McLaughlin pits on lap 74 as Newgarden gets by Dixon for position in turn 1. That was really one of the only true passes for position near the front of the field all day. Rosenquist comes in on lap 75, which gives the lead to Alex Palou, who has a nearly 5-second lead over Newgarden. But then Palou got stuck behind Stingray Robb, who was a back marker, which allowed Newgarden and Dixon to slice into the lead. But Palou finally got by Robb to put him a lap down. And then on the last lap, Scott Dixon gets by Newgarden for second on the last lap, mainly because Newgarden actually had to throttle back to save fuel because he actually ran out of fuel coming onto the front stretch. He still finished third, but yeah, it had to be a little bit frustrating. But Alex Palou basically picks up right where he left off. He's won 3 of the last 4 championships, including the last 2. So he's the 2-time defending champion. And he wins at St. Petersburg and basically picks up right where he left off. So I guess the question is, who can stop Alex Palou? You know? But yeah, this race was boring as hell. I mean, it was clean, and you know, the one and only caution was on lap 1, and then the rest of the race ran in green, so at least there was that. But yeah, other than that, not really a whole lot to talk about. I mean, there were a couple of quality passes between Scott Dixon and Joseph Newgarden, but I mean, basically the battle for the lead basically came down to pit stops, and that was about it. So my final rating for the 2025 St. Petersburg Grand Prix, I'll give it a 3 on, that'll be my final rating, a 3 out of 10. It's a low 3 though, like it's barely a 3. I mean, it was clean, but it was boring. You know, that's just how it is. But later on today will be an episode of Burnt Rubber. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I had, you know, spare parts commitments. And I would have done this review a couple days ago, but I hadn't been feeling good. So, doing an edited version here today. And then later on today, when I get off of work, we're going to be going to an episode of Burnt Rubber, because there is a lot to talk about, because NASCAR evidently cannot get out of their own way. So, yeah, a lot to talk about there. But that's going to do it for this edition of The Fuel. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out. See you later. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan letting you know that tonight's video was sponsored by Reaper Apparel Company. By clicking on the affiliate link down below in the description box, you'll be able to browse through many of their different wares, such as hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and other cool items. When you place an order and you go to checkout, be sure to type in the code PackerMan and you'll be able to save 10% off of your order.
Reaper Apparel Company. Apparel to die for.
Hey, ladies and germs, just want to say thank you for watching tonight's video. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and also check out my other channels, Isaac the Survivalist and Our Honor Defend Archives, if you're a Buckeye fan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.